Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna of Reinforce Big Club. Today, we are going to talk about the 5 reasons why compassion can help you let go of the anger. Now, being compassionate means empathizing with the suffering of others, with a feeling of a deep desire to alleviate those sufferings, simply because you understand that some people, that others have gone through something terrible. So instead of being hostile, being rude back to them, you shift your feeling into kindness, into understanding, into giving way to them, giving them a chance to recover from their terrible situation. Now, how is being compassionate helps you let go of your anger feeling? The first one is it shifts your focus. It shifts your focus from, instead of dwelling on your grievance, instead of dwelling on your anger against that person, you start to consider the perspectives and the feelings of the other person who's involved. When you are compassionate, you empathize, you recognize that the person has gone through something problematic. And when you understand, you tend to be kind. You don't judge them. You don't really, you just help them. You are concerned of their own welfare. You give them a chance to recover, into becoming to really resolve that problem that they're going through, by means of you taking action to give them a chance and to let things pass. Just help them, whatever it takes. Even though it's hard for you because this person has been rude to you the whole time, when you think about their situation, you don't want to be in that situation. There might be a possibility that you might become that rude person if you've gone through this kind of problem. So instead of being aggressive, of being hostile back to them, you just let it pass, because you deeply empathize to their suffering. You understand. It's really hard to be angry when you understand. You can give it a try. Like, for example, you have a friend who's been a good person over the years, but that friend of yours have gone through, like, could be a breakup or separation or divorce, or that friend of yours have gone through a terrible fight against his spouse, that that kind of fight which needs time to resolve, and that made him hate the world for some reason. And if you add up to his problem by being rude back to that person, you never know, he might gonna decide to end his life, or his mental health will be compromised. So you'll be thinking about his welfare instead of being hostile back to him. You understand. You just want the best for that friend of yours. So even though that person is rude the whole time for like 1 or 2 months, you just understand. Let it pass. You neutralize your hostility against that person, because you just want the best for that person. And that leads you to forgiveness. Now, another reason why compassion can help you let go of anger is that it promotes understanding. When you approach a situation with compassion, you're more inclined to empathize the circumstances and emotions of other people who's been rude, who's been terrible to you. Understanding their point of view can dissolve the intensity of your anger, as you realize there may be underlying reasons, valid reasons for their actions. Instead of having the feeling to really punch the face of that man, since you understand that he's been going through something problematic, you just let it pass. And Another way in which compassion can help you neutralize your anger is it actually reduces your hostility simply because you understand, simply because you empathize. You just want the good. You are more concerned now about the welfare of that person, of other people. It reduces your hostility when you are compassionate. Compassion fosters a sense of connection and goodwill towards others, even those who may have caused you harm. Like, for example, those children who rob other people. Yes, indeed, it's a bad thing to do. It's a crime. But in when you're in that situation, those children might be raised by a violent parents, drug addicts. Those children may be in a terrible situation that instead of being hostile against them when you caught them, you just let it pass. You tend to be more patient when you are compassionate. And when you're compassionate and your hostility has been neutralized, you don't want to really retaliate against those people who've done harm against you. You don't hold grudges against them. And you don't reap on those anger feelings that you felt against them because as you can see, they're not in a good form. And their life situation could be worse than you. So let's just say it that way. And when you are compassionate, compassion enhances your emotional regulation. By acknowledging and validating your own feelings while extending kindness to others, you develop a better control over your emotional response, including anger. That instead of really starting a fight against those people who are rude to you, you just let it pass. Because you understand the situation, you understand why the person did that. The person could be sad. The person has lost the love of his life. The person has gone through something, something problematic that it takes time for that person to recover. And lastly, when you are compassionate, it fosters forgiveness. When you approach a situation with compassionate mindset, you're more likely to forgive others for their mistakes or actions, releasing that anger feelings and resentment that you may be holding onto against them. Instead of holding on your fist, ready to blow, you just hold it back and you act your heart out. You just be kind, no judgment, pretty much concerned for the welfare of other people, of this person who's been bad, who's been rude to you. You just want the best for them. You tend to be kind. You have a genuine concern for the well-being of this person, of others, and willing to support, comfort, and offer assistance to these people, to these rude people, whenever possible. So that negative feeling of anger and hostility ready to go, ready to blow against this person, you just hold it back and turn that energy into positivity. And that also enhances your relationship. This person might be shitty to you, an a-hole to you. So you might gonna meet someone somewhere who tends to be in a good form, who tends to be in a good. You just stay away from this rude person. Just let him recover from his terrible situation. Help him, assist him. It's when you are compassionate, you tend to put yourself in someone else's shoes to see the world from their own perspectives, which allows you to connect to these people emotionally and respond with care and concern. Well, I also have an example to give you, which is from my personal experience, that I have been robbed by a man. And then as as I try to really get to know the place, where that man lives, as I try to get to know their ethnic background, their education, I realized that retaliation, hatred, and revenge is it's never worth it. I understand why that person did something bad to me, and to really fight back is not worth my time at all. Being in that situation is already a punishment to that man. So I don't have to do anything other than to wish him good luck, all the best. So, yes, I have been scammed, but to retaliate, to take revenge is never worth it. I can always, learn from that terrible experience. And I can recover financially. And I will never gonna let myself become like that kind of person. So hopefully he realize his wrongdoings. Otherwise, no future at all. So that's how it is to be compassionate. It's it should be like it's good for you. It makes you feel good. It helps you move on faster, better. It's good for your mental health, as well as it makes you a better person. When it makes you feel more calm and wiser. So that's how it feels like to be compassionate. And I'm not a perfect person, but every time something happened, I learned, just like everybody else. So once again, if you have a chance to be compassionate, use it. Use those opportunities rather than to be angry, to be hostile, and keep overthinking about that bad situation that you've gone through with that person for the whole time, week, for the whole months. It's not worth it. And once again, it's hard to be angry, to be totally aggressive and hostile to a person, to a rude person, when you understand their situation. Be empathetic if you get to have a chance to. I know it's not easy initially, but if you get a chance to, be one. So if you like this message, again, please follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, Reinforce Me Club. This is Anne once again. Help me spread the good news and help as many people as we can. I appreciate your time. Have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.